Hi guys, how are you? Hi everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, so this is bright and early. Well, at least in the west, southwest it is. It's very, very early. What time is it? 9:30. I never go on this early, but I wanted to go on this morning because we're going to talk about Tamika Scott showing the receipts that her sister Latasha and that no good husband of hers are bold-faced liars. And then I'm going to talk about Eva Marcelle's husband wanting to save his marriage. You know, they always want to save their marriage after you get caught. Okay, so let's talk about Tamika Scott. I'm going to play this video in its entirety. It's 18 minutes. That's a long video. We usually don't play anything that long. I usually, kind of edit it down to a decent size. I would say people's tolerance is probably 3 minutes max. But I want to play this in its entirety because Tamika she deserves that. She deserves for everybody to hear every word she had to say. I know since I was a little girl, my mother always instilled in me since I was little. I'm talking about little. I riding a big wheel. Do you guys remember that? Someone took my big wheel and I came crying to her and I said, "Oh, so and so took my big wheel." She said, "Well, go get it." You have to stand up for yourself. I don't care who you are because fear is mental. You could scare yourself out of not doing a lot of things. So I always stand up for myself because that's your power. People try to misinterpret my power as she's mean, she's a bully. No, I'm not letting anybody take advantage of me. I speak up and then I do what I have. I'll sue you if I have to. I'll run a background check on you if I have to. I will out you. I do anything. I don't like it when people don't realize that you have to stand up for yourself and they usually let fear hold them back. There's nothing to be afraid of. Fear is here. So I'm glad that Tamika has found her voice. Girl, don't lose it. Don't ever let that go. You should have spoke up years ago. Now the rumor is really quickly is that Tiny and the mom are trying to like push her to stand up. She did that and to sue who was it? Oh, just Latasha and Rocky and not the mom. Let's go by this. I'm going to stop in between because I have to do that for YouTube rules. But I'm glad she found her voice. Remember, everybody, if you don't take anything away from my videos, remember fear is in your head. Okay, you're looking cute as you drop these receipts. Yes, Sharrell. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This is a powerful video. It almost made me cry because I love it when people find their voice. A bully is only successful if you allow them to be. Now, remember that. A bully has no power unless you give them power. So let's go ahead and listen to this. I will be stopping. Here we go.
Hello, how y'all doing today? I am here and I want to talk to you about something very important. This is something that I am going to discuss only one time. So after today, please don't ask me any questions. Please, reporters, please don't DM me. Please, please, please. I don't want to talk about this anymore. I don't want to do this. I really, really, truly in my heart do not want to do this, but I don't have a choice. My sister is online saying that I'm lying. She did a video saying, "Oh, you know how she lied," because I said the things that I said about Candy to protect her. She was calling me crying in the phone, talking about a book Jermaine wrote, crying, saying Candy said she broke up the group. So I went to defend my sister, and I said a whole bunch of things about Candy. And I apologized. All right? So now she wants to hold that over my head and say that I'm lying about the money that was stolen from me, my royalties that were stolen from me. And she wanted an apology.
So now, I guess I'll just wait on my apology.
This girl's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. She tried to hold that over her sister's head. Something that happened so many years ago. Something that nobody cares about. If Candy really did sleep with Jermaine Dupri's father, I don't care. That was years ago. 30, 40 years ago. Nobody cares. This is how bullies operate. Let me keep going. Uh-oh. Oh, here it is.
Let me tell you something. She's not going to get an apology. And after I finish revealing what I'm about to reveal, I don't want an apology from her because I'm not vain like that. I'm not vain. I don't need an apology. I just need you to go somewhere and repent and ask God to forgive you and your husband who's out here being trifling, lying on me and my other group members, sending threat text messages from an anonymous number, but then turn around and do a video and say the same thing that's in the threat text. Girl, you and your husband got to be the most simplest criminals in the world. How are you going to send me a threat text? And let me explain the text. I will put it up here so you guys can see it. And, I might even share the video where she's saying things that's in the text. So I got a threat text about me, Tiny, and Candy, all right? First of all, her husband says that I sent him naked pictures. And I'm not going to say, which are all lies.
You see what the big news is, right?
About you still in the $30,000?
No, now the news is Tamika, my sister-in-law, was sending me naked pictures. Todd sucking a tranny's dick, and Tiny in trouble. That's about to be the biggest news today. So, people, that girl you got coming over there with security for what? Damn, Tasha.
Let me ask you this
liar.
real quick.
He's a devil. He's evil. A lot of stuff has happened over the years where I have protected my sister and her husband because I wanted a family. I didn't want to be an outcast. I didn't want them not to love me anymore. So I took a lot of things, not just off of them, but also off my mom. So I did not want to be out here without love. So of course I let things ride, but to have that thrown back in my face, my loyalty to my family, and for you to say that I'm a liar when y'all are around here trying to extort me and you're sitting here threatening me, saying that I need to apologize and say I made a mistake. No, I didn't make no mistake. Miss Diane already explained to everybody that she signed all of us up for sound exchange.
Well, I signed Escape, every one of them, up for sound exchange. And I sent all the paperwork. And Tamika, I did Latocha, everybody. And Tamika told me, when we filled out the paperwork, she was living in New York then. Mm-hmm. And I still have the paperwork. And I filled it out and I put it, her address was all in New York and everything. Tamika, my Tamika had gotten her checks, and it was a pretty big check then. I'm thinking it was like close to $20,000 the first time. They got a lot of checks though. And Tamika said, I didn't get my checks. And I said, well, you should have. I said, because Tamika's gotten several checks already. And so we called up to Sound Exchange. Me and Tamika was on the line. And we talked to, this guy's name was Joe Mo Grady. I think he's passed away, but back then he was the person we talked to. And he talked to Tamika and she asked him questions about her checks. And he told her that her checks were going to Hampton, Georgia. And so after that, she said, well, I live in New York. How did this happen? And he sent her copies of the checks. Mm-hmm. I mean,
he sent copies.
He said something about your sister and Rocky. Mm-hmm. Edward Bivens, because I really didn't know Rocky's name.
Right, he said Edward Bivens cashed your checks. But how was I supposed to get my money back?
The only way you could get your money back is you had to prosecute them. And you said, I don't want to do that.
Once we did do the investigation, well, they sent information. Someone sent in, which was my sister, and I will be showing that in a second. She changed the contract and put her name on the contract saying that she was my manager. And you're going to see that in a second. And then they put they sent my passport. It was a lot of stuff.
I know he said, that they had proof. They thought it was you and everything. But there's only reason that you couldn't get your money back is you would have to prosecute them.
No one has a reason to lie. And you're going to see with the receipts. And if it wasn't for Miss Diane, none of us, me, Candy, my sister, Tiny, nobody would have gotten these checks from Sound Exchange. If it wasn't for you finding out about that royalty.
Well, see, my husband with the TAMs, I signed them up, and that's how I found out about it. And our business managers in New York told me about it. So that's kind of how I knew about Sound Exchange.
Thank you for doing that, because we're still getting checks today.
That's good. Get them checks.
Yes, love you. Thank you.
I love Tasha still. I mean, I love her. I mean, and I would never lie on none of y'all.
I know.
I love y'all.
I know.
Y'all my babies.
Somehow, my information was changed and sent to Sound Exchange. Now, when my sister was asked about Sound Exchange, she acted like she didn't know what I was talking about. So I'm not going to do too much, but I will clear my name. I will show you a few pieces of evidence that shows how they went in and they changed my address to their address. How they changed my email. Everything that Miss Diane did was changed by my sister.
There you have it, guys. Latasha is not a victim. She's helped in this crime. How do you do that to your own flesh and blood? I can't. I just can't. Let's keep going.
Latocha Scott. I will give you evidence. Now, the misconception is the $30,000. It wasn't one check. It was multiple checks. It wasn't just one. So I was very nice. I was being very nice to say that only $30,000 was stolen from me. I was very nice to say only $30,000 was taken from me, stolen from me, rather. So, you want your apology? How about I give them proof what you did? Just a little bit, not a lot. I'm not trying to bury you. You just need to stop being out here saying these false things, you and your husband, these threats and everything else. It's not going to work. Oh, yeah, one of the threats were that my tape, I have a sex tape that I did. Yes, when I was in my 20s, I did a sex tape. So, I didn't want to take it back to my house, so I gave the tape to my sister and told her to hold it. So, I can watch it every now and then, I just got to be honest with you. I was looking good on the tape. But anyway, I gave it to my sister, so I went back to get it. She said someone stole it out of her safe. So I said, okay, well, who got the safe code? Who got the code to your safe? She said only her and her husband. But somebody stole my tape. Now I'm about to be blackmailed by them. If I don't apologize, they're going to put the tape out. This is what the text says. So, you know what? You're not going to scare me. You got my tape, but you said you didn't have my tape. Now, all of a sudden, you...
So did you guys get that? So they're blackmailing her now with this sex tape. They want her to shut up. Your own sister. You just cannot blame Rocky. It's both of them. She's broken so many laws, it's not even funny. You need to reconsider loving this person, Tamika. Let me keep going.
You want to extort me and put the tape out? And you're doing a gospel album. Let's talk about that. So at the beginning of last year, my grandmother and my mom all were saying they wanted me and my sister to do a gospel album. So the management at the time went and I sat down with her and she said that Motown Records offered me and my sister a gospel deal, right? So my sister came up to my house March of last year. Came up, spent the night, got snowed in. We were singing, we were cooking, having a good time. But it was a scratch in the record when I told her that we need to split everything down the middle. We need to write everything. We need to create everything together. And all of a sudden she was outraged. She was like, well, this is what I do. I do music. You can do screenplays and you can write plays and movies, but I'm the singer in the family. So me and my husband was looking like, what just happened here? We're sitting here talking about a gospel deal for us, and she just went bananas. I'm the singer. I'm this. I write. I do this. So between all that I was tired from cooking and cleaning. I fell asleep on her butt. But when I fell asleep, my husband said she kept talking. He walked out. She was just mad. So when she left my house, she never mentioned it again. And now she posted receipts on her thing saying that Rocky got us the deal. But if you look real close to the paperwork, like I did, I screenshot it and read it. It says, dear, whatever the guy name was, she was asking questions. She said, what was his name? The manager, Rocky, and I. So the and I was not Rocky. It was the lady who sat down with us and told us who she got us the deal. Our old management. So how did Rocky get us the deal? I'm just so sick and tired of her praising him like he's God. It's like she want him to be this big. Okay, Tamika, stay focused. Stay focused. But he did not get us the deal. I'm sure he was the one that talked her out of it, or both of them, because it's how you steal my money and steal our gospel deal. Oh, and it gets better. Check this out. So I have people calling me, sending me, I'm in church. This is the crazy thing about it. I'm in church and I got a text. And somebody said, what's going on with this? So evidently, if you go on your cable network and you look up a show, underneath the show will tell you who the actors are or who the people are that's on the show. Someone has went and replaced my pictures with my sister. So not only did you steal money and our gospel album that we told grandmama that we were going to do, but now, if you all go look, now my image is gone and is replaced with her pictures. Yeah, it's just a lot of crooked stuff that has happened. And it's something about Todd, he said in the text. But it's crazy because things that were in that threat text, when my sister did her interview on her bus, dogging everybody out, talking about Candy, talking about I lied, certain things that were in that threatened text was in what she said. Wow. They mentioned a tattoo that only she knew about. They mentioned the sex tape that mysteriously disappeared. They mentioned pictures that was never sent to him when he cracked my door phone by saying he was my ex-husband. They are evil, evil people, but I'm not going to allow you to keep sitting out here and giving false narrative about me. I've had your back. I was stupid. I did things and you throw it in my face and you want to do a video saying, oh, you know how she is. I owned up to that. When I was wrong, I apologize. This time, I'm not wrong. The evidence is here. I'm not talking about this anymore after this. Now the world knows that you are a liar that is doing a gospel album. Thief. Stealing.
So there you have it. This is the most disgusting set of receipts I've ever seen. It proves it's not all just Rocky. So all of that, we feel bad for Latocha. She's in a DV situation. No, scrap. You clearly are in on it. You know what you're doing. To your own sister. I don't get that. And I hate to break the news to you, mommy was involved too. She knew about it. She probably assisted, as in, don't tell Tamika. And now, okay, that was 10 years ago. They stole your money. But now, if you don't shut up talking about me stealing your money, I'm going to release your sex tape. I agree with Miss Diane and Tiny. You need to sue them. Tamika says she doesn't want to talk about it anymore. She wants to move forward. I get that because the damage is done. Nobody absolutely nobody in this industry is going to be messing with them too. And Latasha's already getting her karma. Babies with a S at the end, babies allegedly around town saying that Rocky's the daddy. Women around town talking about, I slept with your man. Girl, you need to go somewhere and sit down. Don't even ask for forgiveness. Just get out the public eye. I'm tired of looking at you. I have no respect for you, Latasha. Rocky, this is, they're probably the worst people on television. Up there with Diana and Lisa Rinna. You are a terrible person, Latasha. You never loved your sister. You didn't. And I see that Tamika's gaining her strength. She's not all the way there yet because she keeps saying, I love my sister. Girl, how do you love somebody that doesn't love you? That's for relationships between, adult couples. When you're dating someone, stop loving people that don't love you. And that includes family. She'll get there one day. But the truth has been revealed. As a matter of fact, I'm over this show. I feel that because all I do is get angry when I talk about it. There's only 2 more episodes left. I might not even review those. I feel like this was the grand slam and drop the mic moment, and there's not much to say after this. Unless you're suing them, I'm glad you came forward. It is what it is. And how stupid is Rocky? Let me tell you how stupid Rocky is. This boy is dumb. He intentionally calls Tasha K and hands over an interview that implicates himself in the crime. He just gave her the evidence. So if you ever went to court, this man is so dumb. He is horrible. He's horrible. It's no telling how much money they stole from Tamika. Riding around town in that Maserati. Did Tamika pay for that? That beautiful home that you got? Did Tamika give you that down payment? Your own damn sister. But I get it. You can't always, you got to build up when you're finding your voice. It just doesn't happen right away. But if it was me, who's been using my voice for years, they're going to court. And not only are they going to court, I'm going to ask Bravo to film it, a spinoff. Okay? Because that's what I do. That's what I do. Make your money back somehow. I would put it all on display. Take it over to OWN TV. Carlos King will do it. Oh, Candy doesn't like Carlos. Bravo will do it. They love Candy. Keep this going. Expose them to the bare, down to the white meat. But even if you don't, they're done. They are done. It's a wrap. All right, let me talk about this really quickly while I'm here, and then I will wrap it up. So I told you guys last night that Eva Marcille from The Real Housewives of Atlanta filed for divorce. And allegedly the word on the street, I can't even find her picture. I got to put this up, is that he allegedly cheated on her. Hold on. I can't. I knew I was online. I don't know what I did with it. So what happens is I have so much on my computer. Someone asked me why I sit so far back too. Is because I have this really, really big computer. It's about that. That's the monitor, and very, very long. So I have to put the lights above and stuff like that. Hold on. Anyway, Eva Marcelle's husband is coming out today saying that he wants to save the marriage. I don't get it. I don't get it. People take advantage of you, right? They claim they don't know what they're doing at the time when they want forgiveness. Here, let me put this picture up. Get out of here with that. I'm not, I get it that people have, when you have children involved, you might try to make it work. I don't know. It just angered me that now he wants to be apologetic. Motown needs to cancel Latosha's contract. They really, really, really should. Let me read what Eva's husband posted last night. I'm not going to lose my wife. I am going to fight for her with every fiber of my being. I love her, and I plan to show her how much I love her, and that our love is strong enough to get to the other side. I can't. Okay? I can't. Every time somebody allegedly cheats, because that's the rumors, we don't know for sure. She's not talking about it. She posted herself going on with her life. She was at a restaurant with a friend. She's not talking about it. But why do cheaters always want to find forgiveness after the deed is done? Now all of a sudden you see a new light. Now all of a sudden you know that you're wrong and you're sorry. You don't betray me, my trust, and then ask me for forgiveness and then promise you will never do it again. I'm just not cut from that cloth. But I do understand when children are involved, businesses are involved, money's involved, you might make a different decision. But it just irks me how people want to be sorry, like Tom Sandoval, after you did what you did. All right, let me pull a couple comments. I agree. Motown needs to cancel Latosha, but I think she's canceled anyway. The group has gone on without her. No one wants to look at her or see her ugly face. Is there proof that he cheated? No, not yet. That's just the rumors. But you know, it happens all the time. She probably don't want to be with him anymore, and he still does. That's why she's speaking those words, trying to remind her of what they had. They always want to be sorry afterwards. Now, I think she needs to go. She needs to talk about it because I think she needs to talk about it. Hey, Pam, girl. I've been hearing that Bishop Whitehead has been cutting up. Matter of fact, I'm going to call you because I'm going to talk about it tonight. I heard he made himself look like a fool in court. You guys don't forget to go to Pam's channel. She's a attorney and she's covering Bishop Whitehead, who is a hot mess. We'll do that this afternoon. Latosha, her husband did her sister wrong. She's a piece of work. Now, let me tell you what she is. And I'm not trying to drag anybody. But it takes a special kind of selfishness, a special kind of narcissism for you to do your sister like that. The sister that has stood by your side. The only reason Tamika said that Candy slept with Jermaine Dupri's father was because she thought she was protecting your crooked, sleazy, sneaky, narcissist ass. Okay? She's a special one. I can't stand Latosha. I can't stand the mother. I'm glad Tamika's finding her voice, but you need to up it just a couple more notches. Okay? Maybe you're gonna cuss him out on the show. I would cuss you out, expose you to the world, and take you to court. And that would be my reaction. Now that's standing up for yourself. But you know, we'll take it in, little strides till you get there. She's a woman. Okay. I'm clearly aware of what I'm saying, and it's just my opinion, and I know a lot of you are going to disagree. So we're going to disagree like adults. I don't give a damn if Latosha is a victim of DV. I don't. Everybody has something in them, inside of you, whether you call it God, intuition, Allah, Buddha, I don't care the names, that tells you the difference between right and wrong. You choose to pick which one you're going to use. And once you make that decision and you fall on the side of being a hateful narcissist, I let you go. People that take advantage of children, I don't feel sorry for them. Everybody's got a story. Everybody's got a story. It's your decision on what kind of person you're going to be. Everybody has a story. I can pick somebody in this chat. Just close my eyes and pick a person. What's your story? What's your story? Life isn't easy for anybody. Everybody goes through their ups and downs. I do not feel sorry for Latocha. And I don't feel sorry for Tamika because I'm proud of Tamika. You found your voice. Good for you. Everybody has a story. Everybody has a story. I don't care. I don't feel bad for people that have a story. I got my story. If I told you some of the things that happened in my life, you'd be like, oh my goodness, Sharrell. Yeah, I cleaned up nicely. But I've been through it. Let's put it that way. Let's see. Sharrell, you have compassion for Wendy. That was different. Who had the same type of husband, Kevin Hunter. I feel that Wendy Williams was broken by what happened to her. And she turned to substance. I felt bad that, girl, you're not strong enough. She changed that, by the way, too. I mean, not the substance abuse part, but she got his ass back in the end by getting rid of him and that leech when she took him to court. It was just sad to see her fall all the way down. But she found her voice. And it was just sad. I don't know, but at the end of the day, I was getting tired of Wendy too. Just like, Wendy, you just gonna let this man destroy you? You have to find your power. You do. You just do. I don't know. Maybe that's hypocritical. I don't feel sorry for Latocha. I just don't. I won't. I don't know. Love Wendy. Yeah, I'm glad Wendy found her voice. Maybe Latocha will find her voice. Maybe now, if she finds her voice, I will come in and say, I'm proud of her. She needs to apologize. She needs to apologize to Tamika. She needs to apologize to the group. I'm just tired of her. I don't feel sorry for her. I just can't. I'm sorry. I mean, but you guys, and am I being two-faced? Maybe so. I don't know. Is your opinion, Sharrell? It is. I just don't feel sorry for her. Everybody has a story. It's giving miserable generalization. It really is. What time is it? Oh, God. All right. Hold on. Let me see. If you guys want to come up, I'm going to drop the link. And if you want to, call me a hypocrite, let's talk it out. That's what we do over here. Not so early, but we usually do that. Okay. Let's keep going. Okay, they're talking to each other. How do you forgive stealing and lying on your sister and threatening to put out the sex tape? The sex tape for me, okay? I can't. Hey, Pia.
Hey.
Hey, Opinion. Y'all help me understand.
Hey, Sharrell, let me tell you something. These receipts was popping, and I'm so glad for her. Let me tell you something. She said in her first video, she didn't want to have to put this stuff out there. She wasn't even asking them for an apology. She was just saying, hey, you did me wrong. And for you to get up on every interview you got on there and you crying and I don't know why she doing this to me. You made yourself the victim and in return tried to dog this girl out. I looked at her interview on Cocktails with Queens and she was sitting up there crying and she was up there telling them, I want my sister back. I call her every day. Girl, she ain't even got your number, okay? Only person got your number is Tiny. How that girl gonna call you? You gonna get up there and lie to them fools like them people like that. And they believe in that junk. Talking about something. We don't bash people for telling their side of the story. Somebody need to send this tape to them then. Okay? Because that girl is a bona fide liar. And if you get away with a lie one time, you'll keep on doing it. And she ain't had no home training. That mama was too busy telling her everybody was jealous of her instead of training her to have a moral compass that you don't do this to your family.
Well, her mama ain't, sorry to say this, her mama ain't shit either, because her mom knew that she stole the money. Not to mention the mom was going around bad mouthing the father. The dad had to come out.
So
and
that's what she made that $10,000 donation to the church from Tamika money. Okay, that's Tamika money. The church owed Tamika her money back too.
And also, too, the mom told on Tamika, too. I mean, told on Latasha, too. And she says, how do you know your sister didn't need that money? It wasn't hers. It wasn't hers. Period.
Okay, so I feel sorry for Wendy Williams and not, I felt sorry for Wendy, but not Latasha. Do you guys get what I'm saying? That
because Wendy didn't go out there and lie on somebody and try to threaten somebody and bully somebody. That's the difference. Like, you gotta have, this is the thing. Everybody has been cheated on before. Okay. I don't know a woman out there that's not felt that pain. Everybody has been manipulated one way or another, whether it was by a boyfriend or family member. So we know how that manipulation feels. Like, okay, you got it over on me, but next time I'm gonna make sure I guard myself where you ain't gonna do this to me again. You know what I'm saying? Like, here it is. Latasha, she out there. I mean, she doing a whole victory lap. She going around from every channel she can to dog her sister out. And in the background, she sit there and she cry about it and make herself the victim. It's like she ain't taking no ownership at all. It would be fine to me say, hey, you know what? I made my mistakes. I'm sorry, Tamika, if I did something. Even if you gave her that vague apology, I would have took it better than you sitting there telling me something. I love my sister. Oh, I want her back. Girl, you ain't even gave her your number. How you love your sister?
Wendy, see, here's the thing about Wendy, Sharrell, and I understand where you're coming from. That is a special case, and it's different from this one. Wendy was basically used and was taken advantage of, okay, right underneath her nose, all right? Latasha, on the other hand, she's in on it. She knew what she was doing, okay? And I'm sorry, but the fact that you settle with a man that is cheating on you, having all these kids with all these other different females, and you still sitting here dealing with it, I'm sorry. I don't have any type of sympathy for you. I do believe she stole the money. I believe she's a thief, and this is karma coming back for her.
Hi, Juice Radio. Welcome to the show. Sound off.
Hey, Sharrell, how y'all doing? Hey, crew, how's everybody doing?
Good.
Hey, I wanted to jump on Sharrell and just say this. I knew this was going to get deeper than it originally was.
How did you know?
I'm the one that interviewed the father.
Ooh, do tell. Go ahead.
I interviewed the father. We're going to actually have another interview with him. There's a lot that's going on in the family that hasn't even come to the forefront yet. And I was hoping that it wouldn't get to this point, and I'm praying that it will stop, because this is really not only tearing up the sisters, this is going much deeper. It's affecting people that are innocent in the whole thing as far as their other family members. This is tearing this family so apart.
But
it's hard.
Juice.
Yes.
You can't do me wrong like that, and for me to stop talking about it. Do you understand?
I understand that. Yeah, that's the reason why it should not have even gotten to this point. This thing happened, like they said on the television, 10 years ago. And then it was brought up and people were mad, saying, well, Tamika, why'd you bring it up now? Why, did you wait? She was upset at that moment, and that's when it came up. We all know how things happen. We get mad and stuff gonna come up. But it's really awful that it's gotten to this place. And if it doesn't get fixed now, it's just really going to get a lot worse, because there is so much stuff that's going on.
Okay, there's so much stuff that's going on. Does it have anything to do with Rocky and Latasha?
It has to do with all the family.
Oh God, this family got well. Why don't you want it to go down? You said it might affect innocent people.
It already
There are other
happened.
siblings. There are other siblings. There are other family members. When I
How is
say,
the
the
truth?
other.
How would the truth hurt someone? It's the truth. It's what happened.
Well, you could tell the truth and not have it on a public platform, and that way it won't hurt as bad. But when you have it on this public platform, it's going to hurt even worse. And I understand, Latasha, what she did today. She wanted to get her viewpoint out because now she's getting these threatening texts. She's getting all these, she's getting these threats and stuff. So I understand that.
You mean
But
Tamika? You said Latasha.
Tamika, yes, Tamika. I'm sorry, Tamika. Yes, thank you for correcting me, Tamika. And I'm just thinking right now that this is really gone to a whole nother level. When I saw Tamika's video, I immediately contacted the dad and I said, "Listen, it's about to go to a whole nother level."
Yeah, but you can
And
thank Rocky for that, though. You can thank
yeah,
Rocky for that.
Yeah.
Because had he not talked to Tasha K, I think all we had to say was everybody, there's always going to be this side that likes that person, that side that agrees with that person.
Right.
Even now that Tamika's done what she's done, you still see where some people are saying, well, I don't believe her. Why didn't she do this? Why did she do that? So had the next step been no comment, we're gonna work that out between us, because that's how Tamika was moving. Tamika was like, I just said something in anger. I'm not going any further with it. I'm done. But you got him going on talking about sex tapes and all this other stuff. So I think at the core of this, it's never going to be resolved as long as Latasha has Rocky, because he's never going to allow her to mend with her family, because if she mends with that family, that lessens the grip he has on her and her life. And without her, he has nothing.
You
And
just said
Natasha is moving like somebody that has Stockholm syndrome. Okay,
definitely
she does everything that Rocky tells her to. Like she's scared she's gonna get beats. Okay, and it's sad. It's sad because had Tasha not. And Tasha is a big part of this because Tamika's not studying what Rocky's saying. Notice she didn't pull up no Rocky videos. She pulled up Tamika videos. Had Tamika not put this out, had Latasha not put all this stuff out saying that Tamika was lying and she waiting on her apology, I don't think Tamika still would have put them receipts out there, because people have been asking Tamika for weeks now. This came out like 3 weeks ago.
But
People
did you
have
see
been asking
Tasha's
Tamika.
video though? The
That's what
video
I'm
where
saying.
Tasha, the first video Tasha.
But I'm
came out
saying
with.
ain't nobody studying. Everybody already know how Rocky move in these streets.
Yeah, but
Okay,
Rocky wrote that video. That video where she had on the black looking like she was a throwback from Wesley Snipes in that movie. She that was not even sounding like her. I've been following Escape since they came
I know,
out.
but that's what I'm
That
saying.
didn't even
It's the
sound like
fact
her. That was Rocky.
But that's what I'm saying. It's the fact that her sister was saying it. You see what I'm saying? Like, it hits you differently when it's your sister. This the person I've been lying for you, girl. Okay, I've been attacking everybody in this group for you. Like, I've been your bodyguard, even though you my bigger sister. Okay, I'm your little sister. How the little sister taking up for the big sister? Like, what your boy said?
I used to
let me
take up
ask
for
you
my
this.
big brother, though.
Let me
So
ask Juice. Let me ask you this, Juice, and then I'm coming to you, Miss P. What does the father think about this?
He's not happy about it. He's not happy about it at all, and he's dealing with this in a hard way as well. And he's got to get his health together too, because he did mention he had open heart surgery some little while ago. So he's got to get himself stay in a good head space and good physical space. But he's not happy with it. He's not happy. He really wants his daughters to get along. He really wants this to stop. He really wants there to be peace in the family. Right now, it's just hard for him to get the peace because the girls are really going at it, and they're not really informing him of what's going on. They're not going to him for the advice. They're just out there just doing their thing right now.
Unfortunately, Juice, sometimes it's got to go down. Miss P, sound off, Miss P.
The thing that really gets me is the mother when she whispered she's jealous, right? Tamika didn't know she said that. So they probably cut out a lot of the parts that we didn't see that led up to Tamika saying that Latasha and Rocky stole her money. Because her mom starts off saying she's jealous. So you can only imagine what has gone on in there. And just on a personal note, my mom died, and there were 5 of us. And my sister was the executor. One of my sisters were the executor of the estate. And I had one sister that was on drugs. And the sister that was the executor and one of my brothers took my sister's letter out of the mail, a mail out of the letter out of her mail that was letting her know how much money she was going to get. They were trying to keep her money from her because they said she was on drugs and she didn't need the money. And I'm telling them, hey, mommy knew she was on drugs. If she wanted to smoke up every dollar of her money, that's on her. They took her money. They wouldn't let her know. At first, they weren't even letting her know about her money. So I told my sister, girl, they done took your money. So my sister called my other sister and told her she was going to whip her ass. So then my sister gets mad at me, the executor of the estate. How about if she would have came and hurt me? That would have been your fault. You should not take anybody's money that doesn't belong to you.
Amen. Amen to that. Stephanie, can you answer this super chat? Does Tamika bear some of the responsibility in this? Why would you give your sister your sex tape?
Because you trust her with your life.
I don't think Tamika is. I think she's been a victim as well of Rocky. I think that this man, when he spoke to Tasha K, he alluded to either setting up R. Kelly or having dealings with R. Kelly. So to me, he implicated himself in some crimes there in Atlanta that need to be looked into.
You mean being one of R. Kelly's enablers?
Yes. So he's so savvy and smart. Latasha doesn't stand a chance against this man.
I don't think he's smart or savvy at all. I think his cons are quite dumb, and you can see straight through them. I don't understand why she's not on to him. Maybe she doesn't want to see it.
And frankly, I
think she's like you keep saying that, but she's just like Wendy. Wendy put up with Kelvin for years. Look at how he did their staff. He was abusive to them, and it wasn't until Wendy had her nervous breakdown that she finally came around. So
but here's the difference. Like Opinion said, Wendy Williams wasn't trying to take care of anybody else. She was only hurting herself. Can we all go on mute? I think it's you, Pia.
I got it.
He hurt their staff. It was to the place where he was abusive to Wendy's staff.
But Wendy didn't calculate and intentionally do something
Okay,
mean.
and Wendy didn't extort nobody and then try to put out somebody's sex tape to keep them quiet. Okay, this the difference. Okay, it's so much manipulation.
It sounds like he confessed to a lot of things when he spoke with Tasha K.
But she did too when she spoke with Cocktails with Queens.
I
go
heard
back
her
and watch it.
Cocktails with. I did see that.
Hold on. I think I get what you're saying. You're saying sometimes the mental abuse goes so deep that you'll just do anything that man tells you to do.
Yeah.
Can I answer it?
Yeah, go ahead.
What I think is everybody take a look back at, you got to go further back. Look at the relationship of Tasha and her mom.
Okay.
Tasha's mom was Rocky before Rocky.
Ooh.
She did the same, because I'm not on anybody's side here. I'm not Team Tamika. I'm not Team Tasha. But what I have done is I looked at how the mom acts on what we see on the television. I watched that Juice video at least 3 times. And I went in between and I read in between the lines, because it appears to me that mom was the same type of influence over Tashi in that relationship with dad. And Rocky, it has now taken over, and he's that medium. He's guiding the relationship with everyone else. And I don't know if anybody else paid attention to the fact that I'm older, and I have my older people in my family. You have to know how older people in our community respond to things, because a lot of people were picking apart his responses like, this means that and that means that. I don't believe that. I have older people in my family from the South, and I understood what he was saying, but he wasn't saying the whole everything, because older men don't like to throw anyone under the bus. That whole interview, he may have said one thing that stung for Miss G, and it wasn't intentional. He was answering a question, and he wasn't putting it in a negative connotation. And what I take from that is, what people don't realize is Mama G wanted her girls to see their father like she saw him, instead of letting them build their own relationship. Now Rocky has taken over, and he wants Tasha to see her family and everybody else like he sees them, and he sees them as a threat, but she sees them as a threat to their marriage, whereas he sees them as a threat to his control over Tasha.
This is why I like doing panels, because you learn something new, and people give you a different point of view. What you said about Latasha being a victim for years, and it started with her mother, so there's no way that's all she knows, is what you're saying.
Exactly. And Tamika is the stronger personality. That's why when it came to them attacking Tasha and saying she was the reason why the group split, which I have always thought that anyway, because she wanted to go solo. And just like Beyonce, you go solo, the group really can't come back because of how you went solo. So some things can be true, and two things can be true at the same time, that you wanted to go solo, and that was kind of the demise of the group, which it was. And what I think happened is, when she wanted to go solo, Tamika was going to back her as any sister would. Right. And she backed her. And when they started talking about her sister, she just bit, because I'm the little sister to my brother. And right. A lot of times I knew he was wrong, but you couldn't. Right. Because I'm coming.
Powerful.
So it's like, I get what she did and I get how she did it, but it's to the point now where I'm older. I got my own family to protect, and I'm going to do that. I wasn't going to do it at first. I was just going to let everybody feel how they feel, because that's the type of person I am as well. I'm going to let you feel how you want to feel. That's your feelings. I can't take that from you. But what she wasn't going to do, and now I see why she didn't do it, because if you look at the paperwork, it appears to have started from Tasha writing on that paperwork that she was her manager, and she changed her address. So that paper that Tamika showed, it says that she's her sister, and she was now become her manager. So if Tamika was to turn that in and press charges, the first person going down is the person she's been protecting her whole life. So that's not going to work. That's why she was like, I'm not putting it out there. I'm not putting it out there. Because we don't need to know what the front of the check say. All we need to know is the paperwork where the address was changed. Tamika ain't ever said you was her manager. So we already know right there, just from the beginning of that scenario, something ain't right in the fish grease.
Hey, Essence, sound off. That was good, Shan. Really good.
Hi. I actually agree. But I feel like, from Tamika's standpoint, sometimes when you feel victimized by like the people in your household, it takes an outside presence for you to feel comfortable enough to defend yourself. And I feel like perhaps this might be her time. The general public might be that outside presence where she feels like she can lay things out on the table. I do, however, feel like her intentions are not clear to me. I do want to be transparent that I have not watched the show.
Whose intentions?
Tamika's intentions.
Okay.
They are not clear to me. I haven't watched the show. I just been listening to various people, and I feel like her intentions are not clear. Like, I feel like she wanted to get some pain off her chest, but her end game, I don't understand really. Because as
what do you mean you don't know what she wants this to lead to? What kind of results she's looking for?
Yes, because as the lady said before me, she said, the sooner she turns in those papers and they start doing investigations, it's going to be very clear who is the first point of contact in all of this fraud, in my opinion. So I don't know. I don't know what Tamika's trying to do. I don't know if she wants to prosecute, if she was just trying to get this if she's just trying to get this off her chest. People are saying like, I have to watch the show, but I feel as if when it comes to family dynamics, we all have them. Like, we all have them.
But I think what Tamika did, I think what the straw that broke the camel's back is this latest interview with Vivica, Lisa Ray, and Claudia Jordan. because I was like, whoa. It's like Vivica, Claudia, and Lisa Ray, they was pouncing on Tamika. They were saying that you don't do this to family, and like Tamika did something wrong. And I think that's why Tamika came out and said, look, I did slip of my tongue because I was mad. And we all have said some things when we're mad that we can't take back. But she said, I wanted to just leave it there. But once you open the gates, it's hard to close them if the water is still rushing. So this was her saying at the beginning of the video. She said her end game. I'm just saying that since she said I'm lying, I'm showing this, and I don't want to talk about it no more. She said, if you ask, I'm not going to say anything else, because she doesn't want her to go to jail. But I'm afraid that because it's so big that they don't even need Tamika to start an investigation.
Right.
So hopefully it doesn't go that far. But Tamika said, I don't want her prosecuted. I just want people to know that I'm not lying on my sister, the person I've been protecting all these decades. And I think that's her end game, because I don't think that I could allow my sister to keep bashing me out in the public. Like Sharrell said, she was fine until, oh no, the other young lady said it. She was fine. She wasn't fine, but she wasn't as mad when Rocky was talking. I'm not even gonna say mad. I'm gonna say she was hurt when her sister, who she's always protected, came out and started saying, you're lying, this is what you do, and I expect a public apology. I can't apologize for the truth, ma'am.
But then I think that couple with
hold on. Somebody's getting a big echo. Is that you, Juice? Hold on. Go ahead. It's gone. Go ahead, Juice. Sorry. Go ahead.
It was Miss P. This couple with Rocky not only going on Tasha and saying what was getting ready to come out about to Tamika and everybody else, he then sent those text messages to bloggers.
Oh my
so not only did he send it to her, he also sent it to other bloggers so that it could be this whole disgrace thing. That is crazy.
Let me ask you guys this. Do you feel like Tamika is ready to stand 10 toes down in defending herself? Because that's where I feel a little bit conflicted. Like, part of me feels like she's still a vulnerable person and she doesn't 100% know how to stand up for herself, or even like stand in her victory as far as showing what has happened to her. So do you feel like she's ready to stand 10 toes down in that? Because to show your receipts and to clear your name and then to say like, I don't want to talk about it anymore, that still shows me like a sense of vulnerability.
Right.
I don't
feel like she's her mother's love. She still wants her mother to love her.
Well, she always said, I did everything I could to protect my sister because I knew that's the only way I could get my mama to love on me. So if you go back to that percentage, that's how she feel. Like, if I'm protecting my sister, then my mama will love me. You know what I'm saying? Like, she already has her father's love. Like, it's unconditional. Her father is a pastor. And the reason why he didn't dog anybody out in his interview is because he's a pastor. He lives the life of God. You know what I'm saying? So we can't fault him for that. Like, even in his questions, when he was asked questions, he led with, I don't know nothing about that, or like everything that came out of his mouth sounded genuine. I felt sorry for him. Him and Tamika talk alike, they act alike. I see that's where she got her moral compass from. She got it from her dad. Like, she leads with love, he leads with love. But the thing about it is, I agree with you. Yes, Tamika went from one controlling person to another one. But at some point,
Latasha.
Latasha. Latasha went from her mama controlling her and, telling her everybody was jealous of her, to Rocky coming in and saying everybody jealous of you. Oh, you the member that if you leave, the group just crumbles. And then when she left, the group didn't crumble. You see what I'm saying? Like, she was expecting everything to crumble because she wasn't there doing her runs from the 90s. Like, it made a difference. Here's the thing. When you're doing something that's not of God, it's not going to work. Okay, if you don't put God in everything you do, or whatever high power you believe in, because I know a lot of people don't. But when you don't put your all into it, when you don't put your heart into it, when your life is not living right, then nothing you do is gonna go anywhere. Like it's not gonna reach that top ceiling. Okay, I'm sorry, it ain't gonna go no higher than that ceiling. Okay, you can say whatever you want out of your mouth, but if it's not coming from your heart and your mind, it's not in it. Your soul's not in it. It's not gonna go nowhere. Okay.
Let me ask Stephanie this. Stephanie, what do you want to see happen next?
I want to see the FBI investigate Rocky.
Oh, wow.
I
Okay.
really want that because he also has threatened the lady, the mistress, with I don't, he just made a lot of open threats. And to me, that should be investigated. I think that would be enough to make Latasha break totally. I just want to see her broken. I believe in her brokenness, she'll wake up and be.
You want to see her broken? That's what you said?
Yes. Yes.
What?
I
Well,
want
why?
to see Latasha broke. I want to see her broken so she can see her ways.
I think she means she wants her to hit her like drug addict, her rock bottom.
Yes.
You know, like not broken, because broken sounds a little bit hard.
Well, she's already broken.
Yeah, she's already broken.
She's not broken enough.
No, you
she
just
hasn't
want to
hit
see
rock
her
bottom.
hit her rock bottom
So she can
because
get help.
broken. She's been broke because what a lot of people don't understand is when marriages break up and dissolve, if you have children, especially small children, you may need to seek therapy because if the hurt parent is the biggest influence, that could always not be good. Because I see in the comments people are saying the father's not innocent. No, he's not. But if he's the one that comes over and does the nice stuff, the good stuff, because he's the outside parent and he could to come in, go to the school, eat, and have all this good stuff with the kids, and then they go home to mom and she's that stern figure. All they see is that stern figure in her or her brokenness, mom's brokenness. So at this point, I feel like the kids should have been in therapy, and it should have been at the end of the day, they should have had a full family therapy, just like they do now for co-parenting, because it's coming out now a lot more than it has in the past. But when you have that one influence, and Mama G is still, and what's so weird about her is she's still not over it, but yet she has watched her ex-husband's smaller children. And I feel like from what he said it in the interview, when he was in the hospital, the small children were at Mama G's house. So that leads me to believe Mama G is just hurt still. She's still grieving that, and she hasn't gotten past it. However, she does interact with him. My parents never interacted in the over 40, 50 years that they divorced when I was 2. And they never interacted after that except for stuff for us. That was it. Cordial and boom. Nothing else. They didn't do nothing outside of these kids. But yet and still, you have had his younger children in your home.
This is crazy. I need a therapist. Let me ask you one more question, Shan, but let me read the super chat first. They're saying that Media Takeout is reporting that Candy and Todd are suing Rocky for defamation, their name, and fraud. That would be good because Candy got the money.
Yeah.
That would be good. Shan, what do you think is going to happen next? Not what do you want. What do you think is going to happen next?
With who? Because I think Rocky is finna have all kind of investigations come his way. Because he's doing too much talking. Just like I can't see her name, but just like the young lady just said, he actually in the phone conversation with Tasha K, I was like, Rocky, be quiet.
Because it made no sense.
My God, R. Kelly, you just threw yourself in the middle of that. To me, what I read between the lines, law enforcement background, that you were saying you were very complicit in a lot of stuff that was happening over there. So For me,
that's what you heard.
if I'm the prosecutors,
Yes.
I'm looking to see
That's
like, well,
exactly
did you
what I heard
bring
too.
the girls? What did you
Hold
do?
on,
Hey,
Sharon.
and we know how that whole circle was
Hold on, Sharon.
operating.
You cannot throw that out there, and I'm just flabbergasted. You heard that he was in a lot of that stuff that went on in the R. Kelly camp.
He said it.
He said,
told
he
Tasha
said,
he had
he
it.
said, I wasn't in. He
Verbatim.
said, you see how I didn't get caught up in the R. Kelly stuff. You know, like he
Yes.
was
Oh
admitting that, hey,
no!
I
Are
had
you
something to
serious?
do with it.
Well, the
Oh
problem
my!
with that too, Sharrell, the problem with that interview also, he said that he was R. Kelly's bodyguard. And when you're somebody's bodyguard,
Know it all.
you're the one who's in charge of a lot of closeness, what happens, bringing people in and all that kind of stuff. So
Somebody
I heard that
interrupted.
part and I shook.
So somebody
Can I just
Juice,
say this?
and let me tell you, ladies, something. I was an avid R. Kelly concert goer. He was pretty much the only artist that I would pay whatever they said. I'm paying it. And at every concert here, when they came out and picked every night, he had a group going back with them every night. So if Rocky, to me, if I know something about how these concerts went, Rocky was definitely involved in a lot of this stuff. And he just basically said it on a phone call with a person that's a vlogger and will put out anything.
And
Yeah, and you can't, and we all know you can't get to that celebrity without going through that bodyguard, because that bodyguard is gonna stay in guard. That's the reason why they call.
Let me ask you this opinion, and then I gotta go because I got a lot of stuff to do. What do you think Rocky thought was going to happen when he called into the Tasha K show, giving all the evidence away?
Here's the thing. I think Rocky was stupid, okay? Because he said it himself. He said, my friends told me I shouldn't be talking to you. And Tasha said, you right. Okay, because evidently he don't know that Tasha K puts out everything. Like, everything is recorded. You can assume that everything you telling her, she gonna put it on her. Like, I'm just saying, you can assume that because that's how he runs. But the fact is, he wasn't smart enough to know that. And his friends was trying to tell him, Tasha K is the one you want to deal with. But he was too stupid. He's too cocky. You know what I'm saying? When a cocky man like that, the narcissist think he can't go down, like he's untouchable. It gets to a point where you feel like, hey, can't nobody touch me, you know. But he finna find out that he can go down just like R. Kelly went down, just like a lot of these other ones that went down.
All right. Pia, what are your last words? It's so funny.
He should have laid off that crack before he did that interview. That was crackish. That was crack.
What are your last words?
I think what Rocky is saying now is an opportunity for his face to be shown a lot. I don't think he had that in the past, and I think now he's like, I have these platforms, I want myself to be seen, and I think that's what he's doing, and it's showing with him having the voice on Tasha K's platform because he knows she's a major platform, and then also on the show when he walked into the studio when Tasha was in the studio, the way he came in with that, the way he's showing himself on the show. I think he's just wanting to have himself shown, but unfortunately, by him doing that, it's now exposing some of these dark secrets allegedly that he may have been hiding.
Miss P, last words?
It was just hilarious to me because Tasha kept on saying, you know, there's a digital footprint that you just can't get rid of. And she was like, this is a new day. And he just did not get it. I was like, Lord have mercy. Abort the conversation. Just hang up.
Stephanie, last words. Abort. That's funny.
Thank
last
you,
words.
Sharrell. Thank you. That's all.
Oh, that was sweet. Shan, last words.
My last words are, I read into this that Rocky sounded like he was John Gotti calling, threatening Tasha K not to do the interview with the mistress. And that's what I took from it. And I agree with Juice 100%. He finally has a chance to be the big man on the block that Tasha always puts him out there to be. And he was trying to go back and watch it again. And there's several points in there where he tells Tasha, come to me. I could have got you this and I could have got you that. So he's trying to be the John Gotti of Tasha's life. And it just didn't work right because John Gotti would have never made that phone call.
Essence, last word.
I hope that Tamika doesn't let her victimhood define who she is in this moment. I don't put it past her sister and her husband to try to get her for defamation, So I'm glad she did the video with the receipts showing that she's absolutely not lying. And with R. Kelly being put in jail for racketeering, that does put Rocky in danger because they were trying to prove that he used a close circle of people to help him victimize all those women. So by him saying that, he really did put himself in danger.
I can't believe he said it. Like
Mhm.
what?
Yeah, they literally got R. Kelly on racketeering like that. That is when you use a group of people to help you commit crimes.
Yeah, that's the
All
go-to
right, you
when they
guys, I
can't
gotta
get
wrap
other
this
people.
up. This has been a great conversation. This is why I love taking calls. I really, really do. Shan, you said some things that, I made me look at Latasha a little different. I'm still not liking her though. Just I don't care. But she's been a victim her whole life. All right, you guys, thank you so much for calling, and I appreciate the call.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Sharrell.
Take care,
Bye.
everybody. Bye.
Thanks, Sharrell. I'll see you this evening.
Okay, I'll see you this evening. Bye. Okay, you guys, please don't forget to click that like button on your way out. Like I said before, this is pretty much a wrap for me, unless you know what, I shouldn't say that. I don't know what's going to happen next. I'll cover it if it's good, but I'm getting a little tired of it, I will admit. Want to thank everyone for your super chat. You don't have to support the channel, but you do, so I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. We'll be back. I'll be back at my scheduled time, 2:30 Pacific, 5:30 Eastern. All right, guys, until next time, bye for now.